Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting and everything and amazing Propagandacast with me, host Imperial Dane, the one and only Master of Propaganda Heroes, like defender of the fatherland, off it to 1v1 own.
Pioneers, standing by.
It is Villa Fiore, northwest stands Toxicgrenadier, fighting for the German army, Deutschland. Here with the 15th Panzergrenadier shown swiftly assembled here to counterattack the American forces, as JefG and the 44th Infantry Division, 45th, have made progress here after the local Italian defenders mysteriously vanished. We got a double scout into 30 cal started from JefG versus the double Pioneers Grenadiers. As always, big hearty thanks to my patron supporters for the continued generous and wonderful support of the Propagandacast, and a big thanks to Sebastian for donating. Big thanks to you, wonderful bastard Sebastian. And a big thanks to those who keep commenting and liking my videos, helps out immensely with the YouTube algorithms. Toxicgrenadier going for Luftwaffe. Likely for the infantry reserves and loiters, maybe a bit of strafing runs, and the LD-40s. Not so much the actual, Luftwaffe infantry element of it. So a lot of scouts here for JefG, and we got advanced infantry, so like going to see that, heavy, scout build into artillery observers sort of thing you get sort of more and more increasingly here as of late. South side, scouts are busy, center scouts moving up here, 30 cal there, sort of setting up here, obviously anticipating German movements here, though. I mean, typically they'd be more likely to set up here, we may pop into the building before pushing that far ahead, so this mostly is just 30 cal in case the Germans do get a bit too frisky there. MG42 for Toxicgrenadier, not a Grenadier squad. Normally most build will be 2 Grenadiers, then the MG42, or 3 Grenadiers, then MG42. Bit noteworthy there, particularly since MG42s are just again as of late not quite as common in the variant meta game, partly due to again mortars just kinda rendering them not too useful. There we go, Pioneers being spotted up at 3rd cal in the open here. Of course, Toxicgrenadier could counter hit the 3rd cal with a mortar of his own, but we'll have to see. Scouts catching the Grenadiers, but the Grenadiers are focused on the center. He's looking to get the drop here. Pioneers sort of running back and forth here, I think just trying to get the 30 cal there. A bit confused. Closing in here swiftly. Toxicgrenadier really intent. He could actually drop in a fudge in Pioneer squad as all this going on. They just add some more pressure. But he didn't. MG42's moving in as well here. Pioneers being focused on by the scouts. We do get a quick merge. And then since the Pioneers are moving in here, MG42 team another 8 routes going for JefG. So he's actually going for some riflemen. That's actually a bit of a surprise here. Most players just go heavy on the scouts here. Toxicgrenadier flooding man puppies. Clearly, I think, just focused too much on this engagement here. Again, could have called in Fudge Pioneer, could have gone for Grenadiers. I mean, it could be he's going for a really light tier 1 and wants to take up fast for Panzer Grenadiers. Yup, that seems to be it. And then he will be able to go for them, though. Again, this type of opening here, very light, is also very risky. One mistake here, and he risks really falling behind on map control. So typically, you don't see Valorant players going for this light of a tier 1. I would definitely not recommend this one in most circumstances. This is, I think, too light on this. You absolutely know what you're doing. There you go, Pioneer swipes. So suddenly, we got 5 units in the field versus 3. That's a hell of a gap here. Of course, once the Panzers get going, great, but again, if there's not enough presence on the field until then, he risks losing most of the map, which will, of course, allow the opponent to get a big resource lead over him. So there you go, Panzer Grenadiers on the way there. We got the artillery observer selected here for JefG. Not much of a surprise there. Again, artillery observers cause big part of any army, though, of course, they would never really that many concentrated into one sector unless something had gone really wrong. They force fight like infantry. Artillery observers there moving about. Panzer Grenadiers are ready. And we got an info support center there for JefG. With a half-tech for Toxicgrenadier, that's going to be the Stummel here, looking to, gaining the edge here with a bit of mechanization against the Americans, strike them with the highly mobile artillery, until, of course, the Panzer Grenadiers here, heading northwards. Map control-wise, despite everything, though, Toxicgrenadier's been actually somewhat keep JefG in check, and JefG didn't really, leverage all of his scouts, really, I think, push across the map here, so that's kind of been working out there for Toxicgrenadier for now, but it's something that can always change rapidly if he's not careful. But certainly looking at things, he's not that careful. There you go, half-track out, going for the Stummel. Not a surprise, of course. with a lot of assault troops, he could just use the transport to transport them about there and, you know, get into all the hot spots. You know, that way look to get the upper hand over his opponent. But certainly the Sturmer packs a bit more of an immediate punch. I imagine we're looking at a Panzergrenadier squad more soon. Rail squad forced back here from the center villa there. 30 cal, really low and healthy in numbers for that matter. I think JefG needs to be careful for this one. That's the sort of way to quickly lose yourself a 30 cal to the Germans if he's not cautious here. Take with the Stummel about, of course, he doesn't know about the Stummel yet. We are now getting the half-tracker for JefG there, the M3. Panzers there, supported by the Stummel. Southern points not being seized, and now we can see really, like, you know, JefG flexing those scouts and artillery observers here to really, like, push for map control against Toxicgrenadier. He should probably go for another Panzergrenadier squad, honestly, as opposed to Pack 40. He's going to need that against the M3 here, getting that upgrade to the M16.
Panzergrenadier company is being upgraded.
Officers' quarters on in there, plus Panzergrenadiers. I mean, not a bad idea per se. I feel like the timing is a bit awkward, but oh well. That said, it's going to actually prove to be a bit prescient here because, I mean, he's going to be like, then have the, you know, blinding shot ready for the M16 once it hits him. There you go.
Captured a victory point.
In fact, they got the officers' quarters going, so now it's got X-1. M16, there we go. It's all ready here for JefG. And there you go, flanking the Stummel here. Gonna need to get off. You got a blinding shot here. There we go. Crew definitely not having a great day all of a sudden. But also needs to get the Stummel out of there, honestly.
We have lost control of a victory point.
Yeah, strong map control now for JefG, and Toxicgrenadier is in a pretty uncomfortable position. Victory points wise, he's a bit behind, but also just crucially resource-wise, he is heavily behind. We got 33 fuel versus 13. That's almost like 3 times difference in fuel income. That's a great way for things to get really awkward there. We got a Ranger squad that converted, and we got a weapons drop inbound as well. Yeah, we got flamethrowers. We got a Browning 30 cal there as well, air-cooled. Stummel rushing down here. Note, he's doing this because that way he can repair the half-track while grabbing the point here. Multitasking. And Pack 40 there for Toxicgrenadier. Obviously needs something with a bit more oomph here than a Stummel to more reliably knock out the M16, basically. So rushing back with that one here. Brown squad kept moving in here. And with that here, we charge in the Rangers there. Push forward under the supervision of the captain to ignore German fire. Probably just by lying to the Rangers. Don't worry, they're firing blanks. I don't know, but Bob looks like that wasn't blanks. Bob's a wuss, yeah. Okay. Anyways, oh Bob. Ground the points in the west, moving up the center. Toxicgrenadier and the 15th Panzergrenadier Division are striking back here as swiftly as they can, which isn't particularly swiftly, but it's nonetheless a bit heavy. And we probably get another Ranger squad soon enough. We got more weapon drops there for JefG. In the center, Panzer rushing forward, artillery observers there. Definitely observing the Panzergrenadiers, but that is about it. M16 there, hard at work. It's 450 cals there. After all, they would actually improve this version. I think it's, I can't remember the number, but basically they'd actually add some gun shields, so the whole thing became just a bit more protected. Little fun fact there. It's likely to make it a bit safer to actually reload the guns, because you might notice here, to like reload them, you kind of have to expose yourself. So, we got here the concrete bunker up there, so that's going to be a medic bunker there for Toxicgrenadier. Very good. In the south, the Grenadiers busy with the southern victory point center there. Victory point seized. Riflemen, Rangers, Captain on the move. We got more Panzergrenadiers for Toxicgrenadier. Very much expected, and certainly one of the common Wehrmacht builds in the current metagame is just going for a lot of Wehrmacht Panzergrenadiers and then getting infantry reserves up so they don't bleed as aggressively. There's very much a Wehrmacht meta strategy there, if you're curious. Range the cubes pushing forward. See, we got grenades, we got Sturmel fire, we got the MD-42 trying to, you know, form up a second line defense, but it's already falling apart here for Toxicgrenadier. The Rangers keep charging forwards here. But there you go. MD-42 just managed it up in time here, halting JefG's advance. But M16 following up here. But there you go. Pack-40 scores a great hit here. Awkward turn there. Could allow the Pack-45 shot. And the Grenadiers got wiped out. That's going to hurt Toxicgrenadier a bit. Loses Panterfaust and Merge. That's a bit of utility loss there, which is definitely going to be a bit uncomfortable. Medic bunkers there for Toxicgrenadier and the German army in the south. Artillery observers pushing forwards. 16 there being pulled back for repairs. Which is certainly very needed there in the M16. And we got a tank depot there for JefG. JefG wants a more light vehicle focused player. Clearly now more of an armor man. And up north here, Panzer catching the east by the fuel point again. Nice move here. Heading that fuel point right outside the enemy's base there. Cheeky but effective play there with JefG. In the south here, Tillip Service, they got the victory point. We got triple cap there. And again, with that, victory points will start sinking rapidly here for Toxicgrenadier. Need to fix up that Sturmel though. It is heavily damaged again. There we go. We got Toxicgrenadier with the Panzer Company, both sides racing for the tanks, for the steel.
Yes, sir. We are ready.
The Sturmel is, I imagine, racing for some repairs. I don't think that part's supposed to be leaking, and I'm fairly certain we're not supposed to be catching sunlight for that angle either. Shots fired here, Panther being met here with heavy fire there from the Rangers, the Raven, of course, the Captain. A large amount of light machine, in fact. There we got the Rangers squad there with at least 2 light machine guns. Actually, it's looking to be 2 Brownings and a BAR. That's a lot of firepower there. Hellcat on the way there for JefG, the M18 Hellcat. An incredibly fast tank destroyer, but also very lightly armored. Rangers charging in, the Storm withdrawing here a bit. Panzer, they definitely need to get out of there. I feel like that's a mistake about Toxicgrenadier to keep them around for that long. And he's still basically just waiting for those infantry reserves, and again, you can reinforce his Panzer Grenadiers for cheap. Again, it's a bit the issue with these kind of abilities. They just, encourage, just using the battle groups in slightly dull ways. In the center, the fresh American assault here, the artillery observers being thrust into things. It's worth noting he hasn't gone for any of those artillery beacons, which honestly I think would be a smart idea there for him to make it a bit harder here for Toxicgrenadier to just park in. And there we go, second Ranger squad ready. Another weapon drop. Also, surprisingly, we're not seeing much up here. It seems like it's almost like just been forgotten, and particularly here by Toxicgrenadier, who is going for some grenadiers just to again have some merging. Go, what's this time around? It's a bazooka. It's 2 bazookas there for JefG and his Forces of Freedom. Yeah, he's going for that grenadier squad just like help keep reinforcement costs down alongside the medic bunker. And then, of course, infantry services. Of course, also, things get a bit silly here with the Wehrmacht. You can have so many ways just to, keep reinforcement costs down. It's like a bit too much, if anything. And again, this is probably why Luftwaffe currently is, again, so popular. You get cheap reinforcement because you got one of those silly loiters. So, obviously, in the future, we probably, for the best of those abilities, just got rectified. South here punches the scout artillery observers there.
A capture point is being overrun.
And there you go, continue advance here, punch there, suppressed it with 30 cal.
We have lost the sector.
In the south here, artillery observers being pushed back. Sturmel swooping northwards in the center, ground forcing 40. I mean, you could also be trying to be a bit more aggressive, trying to hit, JefG's cutoff point here, honestly. It's kind of open here at the moment. But Toxicgrenadier definitely feels a bit too passive here. But another way, Can't go for infantry reserves now. As for JefG, he's got the Hellcat out, but obviously he went for it a bit too fast. As you might have noticed, there's not really a lot of targets here for it to hunt down. It would honestly have been better if just gone for like a Sherman or the 105mm Sherman. Probably regular Sherman, because that way he'd also be a bit, you know, prepared just in case of sudden armor. That's 105mm Sherman will leave him a bit too much there out in the open. Again, hitting the fuel point here though, nice of him to flank around, but still lacking enough firepower. I think really make it work, but we do see Toxicgrenadier hitting that cutoff point just as I'm talking about it. Starts from line for Toxicgrenadier as well, giving him some notably more elite infantry. Thumbs up for that. Still hasn't picked infantry reserves though, much to my surprise. But historically it is kind of accurate. The Luftwaffe was, in many cases, uses this massive infantry reserves by the German Wehrmacht. Much to Hammond Göring's annoyance, but in many cases, like if needed a lot of replacements, they, you know, just draw them from the Luftwaffe. Occasionally, even to the troops' very big disappointment, in particular when they suddenly found themselves as part of the Waffen SS. That typically caused some extra consternation. Where drops there for JefG, another Hellcat for JefG. Looks like he's just going to go for that, you know, tendency with some players have where they just hit a critical mass and then they just swarm the opponent. But it also just kind of means he might as well have been floating the resources, because those Hellcats are then not going to be doing anything until then. So, not exactly a foolproof move there. Starstorming in. Meanwhile, Toxicgrenadier can soon go for a Panther 4. Of course, he might be planning a Storm Panzer, in which case the Hellcats in particular are going to be great. There you go. Okay, he's finally getting on the move here. 2 M18s. Equipped with high velocity 76mm guns. There we go. Starstorm as the 2 Ranger squads here. Storming providing some support. Glencoe being deployed here to cover the withdrawal, and the Hellcats back to just doing nothing. Okay, there we go. Now there's getting a move on again. South side, artillery observers probing in. Hoping that the south flank is wide open, which as it turns out, it is. Big push up north here, Ranger Sport Third the captain there. Center again, we see that Toxicgrenadier's got like a pretty strong force, but if his opponent stays clear of it, it's going to be a bit tough here for Toxicgrenadier to do much. South side here, sounds like some mines went off. Air Hellcat hit a mine, in fact, oh, they both hit the mine. This, of course, would be great for Toxicgrenadier if he could actually exploit this, but he can't. Plus, with engine damage, like relatively fast because it's going to still easily get out of the bad situation. Like, there's just not enough time to react. It slightly undercuts the whole purpose of engine damage, I feel like, but oh well. Sturm Panzer IV here for Toxicgrenadier. Of course, he is blissfully unaware of the 2 Hellcats waiting for it. Still no infantry reserves, though. I'm actually a bit baffled at that. Like, normally, again, if you're going for this, you're going for it for the infantry reserves, in which case you pick it as soon as possible. I'm not entirely sure what's causing here Toxicgrenadier to sort of dither about that. If he's waiting for the light, of course, that's a bit silly as long as the M16 is here, because just like in Coh3, it's pretty good at shooting down aircraft. Vertical there in the run. And there goes Sturm Panzer IV out. We got 374s of 339. More bazookas lying about there. So many bazookas and a 30 cal. Got the Panzergunners there swooping in. Sturmgewehrs blazing at those Yankee scouts. I feel like Toxicgrenadier again could apply a bit more pressure here to JefG, but again, he seems very hesitant to do much. But even then, like, you know, he could be doing more than. He could have the grenadiers laid on barbed wire, sandbags, finding nests. He could be doing a lot more to prepare himself then for an attack, but he just isn't that either. There's also mines, so like, if he's gonna, like, you know, play defensively, I feel like he should be leaning heavier into that and actually, like, start making preparations to defend. Good moves well here by JefG, bring up minesweepers. Thumbs up. So, Toxicgrenadier just floating manpower, still not picking the infantry, which I'm still a bit surprised. And there you go. Sturmpanzer finally pokes its nose out. And of course, as soon as that happens, JefG comes in swinging here like a maniac.
300 points remaining.
In a candy store. Down the Sturmpanzer 4. Massive blow there to Toxicgrenadier. Third Hellcat out. Do feel like he's a bit overcommitting here. Go. Panzergrenadiers wipe out the 30 cal, but they're pushed back here. Hellcat swinging about. They're having done their part. Southern frontier looks a bit more exposed now, a bit more open. In fact, with the loss of the Sturmpanzer, a lot of resources have been lost. So, good attack here from a variety of angles. Could cause a lot of problems for Toxicgrenadier. But JefG not too keen on that. Of course, probably would have helped if he had tanks instead of tank destroyers, who could easily afford himself to be more aggressive. Another pack 40 here for Toxicgrenadier. Of course, having seen multiple Hellcats, he kind of has to go for a lot of packs. This is going to be basically the best option that can, like, you know, blast the Hellcats without getting blasted in return. It's not that you have to go for a lot of Stoogs. And even then, it requires typically having a head start. So we've got Fudgemakers, we've got Strafing Run, of course, we've got that Infantry Reserves finally selected. Not surprised it took them that long. I do feel like Triple Hellcats in the current state of affairs is a bit of an overcommitment here from JefG. But oh well. Rangers, Captain, Artillery Observers in the center of North. Grenadiers caught here. Artillery Observers further pushing in here as well. And the machine is trying to sort of figure out where, you know, things are going to happen here. There's clearly a bit of uncertainty here. As JefG is quickly switching the entire, like, you know, weight of his attack from the south to the north here. Very good shift here. Thumbs up. And we're seeing wipes here on Toxicgrenadier again. And that was actually his Grenadier squad again that bit the bullet. Stummel has achieved veteran 3. Thumbs up there to Toxicgrenadier. Straight from moving in and getting shot down. M16 certainly serving as a stark reminder to Toxicgrenadier what's going to happen if he tries to loiter. So many bazookas, but again, there's just not much to use them on, so obviously on top of the 3 Hellcats, going for bazookas would absolutely be a bit of a mistake. Honestly, I still think the triple Hellcats is not, I think, the best move here by JefG strategically. Like, again, it's just a lot of manpower and a lot of fuel that's waiting for one target, which, when he's got so many that fast, I mean, Toxicgrenadier isn't exactly encouraging them to go for all. That's just a lot of manpower and fuel just collecting dust. Push for the cut-up one there is swiftly put down here by the US Army. But we got a triple cap here from Toxicgrenadier, and JefG's just bleeding. I'm surprised he's not being more active about this. Of course, it's a bit tough to be that active when, you know, most of your resources went into Hellcats. But there you go, going for the Sturmel. And he easily destroys it. Of course, this does mean that JefG has absolutely nothing for the Hellcats to really shoot at. They're going to have to, like, rely on the high explosive barrage, which, quite frankly, isn't very good. So, Starstorm fighting the Rangers. Panzer goes there, got automatic fire activated. Rangers finally break under such scathing firepower displays. The captain is about to get knocked out. And there you go, posthumous promotion to Major. More Rangers here for JefG. I mean, not a bad idea. Northern Victory Point C is going to swing in here, I think. Head in 2 directions. Hellcat continues to sit back. As an upgrade with 50 cals. We got another pack 40 here out of Toxicgrenadier. Obviously getting concerned about the Hellcats, and he's also going for more Starstorm. Bit amusing, like, he's preparing himself for, like, more stuff. But the problem is most of the stuff is not going to hurt his infantry, and he's just pushing more into infantry like his opponent kind of is, so.
Our frontline pioneers are dead.
It is a bit weird there.
The enemy has claimed our sector.
Basically, we're going for triple Hellcat. He's both, in a sense, like, you know, locked himself out of, like, you know, doing much with all these resources. Like, there's also a lot of part of your population that's just doing nothing. But he's also effectively locked his opponent for going armor out. So, again, he's going to obviously pushing for more infantry, but these aren't going to be great versus the infantry. So, it's a bit of a weird spot here. We'll have to see if, like, Toxicgrenadier can, like, exploit this.
The enemy has taken a victory point.
Starstorm got the officers' quarters for the infantry company. Thumbs up. We got another MG42 team out there. So yeah, he's really like just pushing all counters for infantry now. Which again, makes sense. It makes a lot of sense. And it's also kind of expected, which again is why it's a bit amusing that JefG just went for all of these Hellcats.
The enemy has claimed our territory from
That was an artillery strike there, using the rapid artillery barrage. And certainly one thing that the US were very good at was artillery, not necessarily like, you know, just sheer volume, but they're really good at coordinating various types of batteries so they could respond very quickly. It's like a threat. And of course, leverage volume, but again, it's across like, you know, various divisions. That was actually one of the areas the German army struggled at, was coordinating artillery at a larger level. Strafing run going in here, but might actually get shot down. Yep. M16 just shot at us guys there.
Victory point is under enemy control.
So that's obviously quite a blow to Toxicgrenadier. That's just 50 munitions down the drain. MD42 wiped here. We are seeing troops moving in here. Hellcats moving in. Wrecking the machine gun. I mean, I suppose they can still do that.
Enemy holds all victory points.
All victory points are controlled here in the US Army again. We see here Toxicgrenadier having to despair a bit over that. Of course, he does have
We have 300
multiple
points
stars, and
remaining.
now we've got survival training to make here JefG's infantry even tougher. Could at least upgrade with 50 cals, but
We
overall.
have lost a sector.
Sweeping Panzer against 40, might want to split them up just in case there's a machine gun down here. Of course there is. And of course one way to deal with that is of course try to spread your men a bit so they aren't as easily suppressed in one go or halted. Rangers going out, here was a Starstorm.
Points must be assigned.
M16 planning coming fast as well here. Blend Cowbars, packs lining up. Trying to get close here and pin down. Forgot about the other Panzers, what we're like trying to flank around here. North here, Starstorm is the artillery service. And Hellcats are going straight for the base. Devious move here, basically with all the packs moving about, obviously they're kind of slow, so he exploits that slowness to sneak into his opponent's base using the highly mobile Hellcats and wreck the medic bunker. Thumbs up there to JefG, that was pretty cheeky and clever. Of course, you should be careful not to overstay his welcome here. That was pretty neat. Even wrecking one of the bunkers almost there so he could like easily walk infantry into his opponent's base effectively. That was pretty devious. Thumbs up. Oh, range moving up, we're going to flank behind the Panzers. Do get the 30 cal wipe though, but clearly Toxicgrenadier is too preoccupied with going in his base there to like realize what's going on down there now. And go another strafing run. I mean, I love his optimism towards the strafing runs because, again, the M16 just nullifies the strafing before they even get to do anything. And with the flank again, the wasted up there again, he gets the wipe on the Panzergrenadier squad. So Toxicgrenadier is really in a bad place now, and he's just... He needs to get rid of this, basically, if he wants to make use of his air force.
Stuka aircraft ready to loiter the target area.
And we got advanced logistics here on the way for JefG to, of course, make reinforcements cheaper. I'm surprised they didn't do that sooner, though. Normally you want that as fast as possible, too, with the Rangers, so of course they become even cheaper to reinforce again. This is basically just infantry reserves, but, you know, you don't need a specific battle group for it. It is very much why, again, the IM Support Center is like the #1 picked support center in most matches. That one upgrade is insanely good. Toxicgrenadier is kind of getting more caught in a quagmire here against JefG. Rangers moving in and catching his troops here.
Our adversary is pushing
Packs on the move again, looking to catch those Americans. Light vehicle starts and they're taking heavy damage. Going for those victory points. We've got 114 to 247. JefG definitely needs to be a bit more careful now. Got that loiter, but again, versus the M16, that loiter is going to fall very short. And we got Rangers pushing several points on the map as well here. Like, honestly, he needs some kind of armor to hunt it down, basically. But at the same time, he goes for a tank or an assault or whatever to do that. The Hellcats are kind of come swooping in. And there you go. He does go for the loiter. Oh, dear. It does get off some shots, but... Okay, apparently not immediately getting shot down like the strafing run here. I do think loiters are a bit tougher than that, but... Yeah, already one down. North in machine and they're being surrounded by American artillery observers here.
Victory point lost.
And... almost have the other loiters as well here, I think. No, somehow it actually survives impressively. Oh, there we go. And with that, the loiters got negated there. Well, again, they decided apparently loiters need to be extra hard to shoot down, despite how utterly disruptive they are. Anyways, German troops moving in here. Big push there.
Panzergrenadier squad standing by.
And we got fresh Panzergrenadiers out of Toxicgrenadier. Obviously needs more troops. He's bleeding out there. Meanwhile, Rangers on the move again. Artillery observers on the move. We got 114 to 231 here. Starston being met with a hailstorm of firepower. We got BARs there. The further augment here. JefG's firepower there. Starston taking heavy damage. We've got two Ranger squads. Machineers trying to provide some currying fire, but it's just not enough to stop these absolute monsters. North here, points being seized there again, sneaking up. They're heading Toxicgrenadier across all a variety of angles and points. And the Hellcats just continue to just collect dust. Really feels like he just overcommitted there. I mean, again, it is in a sense also keeping his opponent from, going for any armor, but he can then still spend manpower on other stuff, so... Again, I feel like there's a bit of a limit here, but thankfully, in other ways, though, Toxicgrenadier isn't able to, do much here to, leverage. That there's basically 3 Hellcats collecting dust.
One of our capture points is under attack.
Observers caught here on the fuel point.
Enemy forces have claimed our territory.
113 to 19. I mean, for Toxicgrenadier, just going for more Panzergrenadiers would make sense, or Starstorm what? I mean, probably not Fudgemakers. Not until, again, I think they just straight up redesign them. Personally.
Now under enemy control.
Okay, we got Grenadiers now. I mean, more infantry again. Helps keep the reinforcement costs down, providing some Panzerfausts. Makes sense. Closing in with the Engineers here, swiftly advancing in the name of freedom. There you go, fresh Grenadiers ready. 107 to 117. Still observing northwards, Rangers falling back. Fresh forces here of the 15th, a new wave of men moving out to meet the Americans. Across the increasingly bombed out villas here. Southern Mexico fall into the hands of the forces of democracy once more. And Hellcats just chilling.
The enemy holds all victory points.
Which I suppose is very, US doctrine with tank destroyers. They're basically meant to only be used defensively to, deal with German assaults. Of course, just because of doctrine didn't mean, no one actually not used them offensively. In fact, it was a bit of a problem they'd be used for some as self-propelled artillery, to the point where, right before, the Ardennes assault, US High Command actually withdrew half of all the tank destroyers in the tank destroyer battalions and replaced them with anti-tank guns. I'm sure you can imagine how that went over. With the Germans, who of course quite enjoyed that.
The enemy have taken our territory.
Heading north to the M16. Philip serves there. Rushing right past here across the centre. Got the M16 up north. Surprised he's kind of risking it like that, but at the same time, at this point, Toxicgrenadier just have enough munitions to really leverage the Luftwaffe anymore. And the Luftwaffe is probably also just annoyed with them having lost so many Stukas already. I just feel silly with this. I feel like you'd achieve the same with just 2 Hellcats and like a regular Sherman, honestly. And the Sherman needs to just be a bit more aggressive and I think pressure Toxicgrenadier more actively.
We are to be commanded. The enemy is down to 100 points.
North Team machine gun moving in. Center there, we got Starstorm Grenadiers ready. There you go, striking the weak point, the southern point. We've got the 2 Rangers moving in, overwhelming the lone Panzer Grenadier squad here. And now, of course, in response to that strong away from the center, but that means the center now is open here to a push. So, by, leveraging his force like this, JefG is able to, like, just easily manipulate Toxicgrenadier into moving the way he wants to. Because Toxicgrenadier at this point is definitely getting more and more reactive, meaning he's not planning ahead. And that means, like, if he then, again, JefG understands how he's going to react, he can basically play him like a fiddle. I don't know why he keeps, like, just blowing off Luftwaffe pilots like that. And you know how hard those guys are to replace. Anyways, Hellcat swinging in. He's going to go for another base attack. Again, I think he's just looking to once more push. Not push, but push. Toxicgrenadier's buttons here by attacking his base again. So it seems like he might have given himself away there because Toxicgrenadier's bringing up stuff. He might have just noticed it. So he's bringing up the Pack 40s to actually possibly forestall such a move. Maybe not. He actually's got 4 packs out now? Good God.
Victory point is under enemy control.
That's definitely a bit much. And in some regards, I think it's also just, again, an overcommitment to tank from Toxicgrenadier. Engineers push back with the Panzers across the center here. We got 72 as 146. Hellcats didn't manage to knock out one of the bunkers, do any damage here. Oh, he is going for the 105 munition, fine at least. He's going for something that's not just a tank destroyer. Thumbs up. And there you go, M16 there, gaining the ace level. Having unleashed who knows how many hundreds of rounds of 50 cal bullets into the Germans. Fresh push in the center again, wide open now, getting after all the various diversionary attacks here. It's pretty much denuded the entire front line for Toxicgrenadier. He can't defend any of the points. And he can't, like, immediately, like, offer, like, any significant force to, like, easily grab it. Like, this lone Panzer squad can easily be pushed back here, so Toxicgrenadier is definitely himself at a tough spot. And we got all the packs almost up north and the others still back in the base. Again, just the fear of getting attacked in his own base is now causing him to just leave again, like, significant forces there just for that purpose. Like, he's just conceding so much here to JefG at this moment. I mean, JefG is again just playing him, like a bloody piano. At this point, he's just probably playing 3 blind mice. Maybe something, I don't know, by Brahms. Still, 105 showing catching the stars from there. Up north, machine gun ready, pushing for that northern victory point. Rangers heading southwards. We still got all those bazookas, but again, he doesn't really need them at the moment, so it makes sense just having them lying about. More rifling on the way here for JefG. Again, he just needs more infantry to push for those points. Why does he keep trying to strafe? Why? He's just doing it on reflex at this point. Again, he's just... He's just like really optimistic because somehow he gets that one ace pilot that can just dodge the 50 cals. I don't know, like, it's just getting a bit silly at this point. Showing though a bit too up here in the nose there of Toxicgrenadier, making it much easier time for the packs, of course. Seeing he needs this, all the packs in the front, he's moving in there. Rangers being advanced, there goes, storming them. And we got to the corner as well, trying to deal with the packs as well here. Oh, he's moving in his own Rangers into the bloody zone. Not good there, JefG, not good.
We have lost control of a victory point.
Yeah, absolute chaos here. Stars from there almost got taken out there. Apparently might still. And the Rangers are moving in for a wipe, possibly.
Our AT gun has been destroyed.
There you go, sprint in, almost got them. Packs getting wiped. Trying to get the Starstorm. Yes! Massive loss there. 2 Toxicgrenadier, ace Starstorm. Knights crossovers in all but name. They're knocked out. Grenade retreat path, but we got another Panzer squad getting the Rangers swipe, avenging the fallen. Rangers moving in. They're catching the packs here. Panzers moving in against the Rangers. Absolute brutality here. Hellcats are moving up just to destroy the packs here. Nothing else but pack destruction. 62 versus 98. Packs moving in. Hellcats swiftly withdrawing. Oh, that churn being repaired up here, close to the center. Toxicgrenadier could try and call in some Fallschirmjägers in that point here, but... Or Fallschirm Pioneer, but... I don't think he's going to do that. Panzers, they're getting mauled here by the Sherman, trying to get that point. Starts from finding some light covering fire here, but it's not going to be enough. Maybe it is. You could just drop in if you wanted to. Could do that. But certainly got more Panzer Grenadiers out of Toxicgrenadier. And a Panzer... No, Sturmpanzer 4. Alright. 62 to 79. Turning close in terms of victory points. Close, but will it be? Either... Well, we'll be taking the win here. For some reason, I'm going to try and sound like Rudolph, but will it be close enough? It's like, close enough what, you dimwits? So I just had to cancel that one out. Rifle rushing fortress supported by the Sherman. Panzers, they're about to get... Oh, the stars will go down. Another bleeding loss for the German army as more of the finest hardened German veterans get wasted here. Holy smokes! He almost had it there, but still got shot down. Another Luftwaffe pilot just cut to ribbons. Like, at this point, I suspect the Luftwaffe is going to start suspecting Toxicgrenadier is actually working for the Americans, considering all the pilots he's wasting. I mean, he's at least lost like half a squadron at this point. 52 to 77 here. And there goes Sturmpanzer rolling in.
75 points remaining.
Tanks are getting wiped. He's actually dropping in Fallschirmjägers. We're actually getting Fallschirmjägers, and the only way you will see 90% of players go for, which is for the single purpose of just dropping on a victory point. Like when everything else is just going poorly, they will use Fallschirmjägers or Fallschirm pioneers for this one purpose. That is literally the only way you see them being used in the current metagame. It's for that one moment we just need to drop them in on a point when everything else is going sour and you just need someone there now. Go figure. 50 points, 47. Again, they're hidden amongst the craters. Pushing on the center up north here. M16 moving in here.
Pack gun has been knocked out.
Pack wiped. Hellcats going for that Sturmpanzer. Toxicgrenadier's forces are just all over the place. Sending in a Ranger squad against the Fallschirmjägers. Ace, yeah, that's not going to be winning for the Fallschirmjägers. Absolutely outgunned. Sturmpanzer knocked out here. Fallschirmjägers doing what they can, but they just cannot muster enough firepower against the Rangers. They barely did anything to them before they even closed in there. Like, there's just no way. 52 versus 38. At this point, it does look like GG here for Toxicgrenadier.
Under enemy control.
It does look like GG. And until I call on that one, remaining pack 40 that's being destroyed by the Hellcats. That was the Grenadier squad. Again, they got wiped. .52 is 27.
Has been destroyed.
Lost the machine gun up north here.
Where the hell did they come from?
21, and there you go. GG, game over. A loss for Toxicgrenadier, victory for JefG. A brutal match here. Toxicgrenadier definitely tried his best. It's like just leverage the power of Luftwaffe for the Panzer Grenadiers, but ultimately got, you know, rather stuck up. I think in part because, again, tactically he just wasn't able to like really leverage the strength of that sort of battle group here and this sort of force composition. Had he played way too defensively with it, he should have been a lot more up in JefG's face for this to really work. He had to be a lot more aggressive, and he just wasn't. I'd also say he really should have picked, infantry reserves a lot sooner. That could also help him immensely. So I think there's some issues there with Toxicgrenadier in terms of overall strategy application that made it much easier for JefG just like pushing hard. And of course also the fact he just threw away so many bloody aircraft in such a way. Of course, triple Hellcats, definitely excessive. I mean, obviously did something, but I feel like he'd just done the same with just a lot of Sherman tanks, honestly. But there you go. Thank you all for joining, and hope you all enjoyed the episode. If you did, subscribe, like, share, comment. This is Propagandacaster. Cheers, and see you all tomorrow for another episode. Bye, everyone.